Well, everyone seems to be interested in the BBC toad currently doing his best to keep his name out of people's mouth after paying some teenager to send him pictures that could well turn out to be illegal. So here we have another video now that more information is slowly coming out. Obviously, the BBC staff and most of the media around the country know who this is, but can't actually say anything until the court order gagging amends. I expect there's a super injunction taken out at a cost of like 30 grand just to get going, so he's likely spent more keeping this quiet than he paid the teen to end up in the complete shit show he finds himself in.
You're an imbecile.
That's what you call ironic. In fact, from what I can tell, these injunctions can cost up to 200 grand to keep going for any length of time, so his pockets better be bloody deep. Now, some new information on this came out last night with reports the British Buggering Corporation, the BBC, have involved the police and will be talking to him again today. Oh, and on top of that, we also had reports the presenter actually called the teen himself, panicking about the shitstorm he's now in that I say won't help his cause.
Hello to you, good morning. It is the Monday, the 10th of July. Our top story today, the BBC is meeting with the Met Police later to discuss allegations that one of its presenters paid a teenager £35,000 for sexually explicit photos.
The male presenter, who hasn't been named, has been suspended. The corporation has contacted the police about the accusations, which were first reported in the Sun newspaper. We're joined now by our news correspondent, Lizo Mazimba. Morning, Lizo. First of all, just tell us about these very latest allegations.
Well, today's Sun front page claims that the unnamed presenter made what the Sun says were two panicked calls to the young individual in question following the Sun's revelations, asking them to ask their mother to stop the investigation and saying, "What have you done?" Now, the BBC has been unable to verify these allegations, but the Sun also says that the family is upset. The family of the young individual is upset by some of the BBC's statements and claims no one from the corporation rang them for a proper interview after the initial complaint. The BBC said previously it did actively attempt to speak to those who've contacted them to seek further detail and understanding of the situation.
Lizo, how has the BBC responded to these latest allegations?
Well, the BBC has suspended the unnamed presenter and also contacted the police. In a statement, the BBC said, "The BBC first became aware of a complaint in May. New allegations were put to us on Thursday of a different nature, and in addition to our own inquiries, we've also been in touch with external authorities in line with our protocols."
Well, first let's point out just how uncomfortable these BBC shitweasels look when reporting on this story and their sexual deviant colleague, which did make me laugh. But it does seem the BBC have finally done the right thing and involved the old Bill in this 6 weeks after being told about it, which has got to be said really don't look good for them.
Looks like shit.
In fact, as I said yesterday, it looks like the BBC hoped they could cover it up and sweep it all under the rug, possibly by letting the deviant in question retire and slither away like a snake. Now, another thing they mentioned is claims that this guy contacted the teenager again since the story broke, asking what have you done and demanding their mum stop the investigation, which obviously just makes them look guilty and probably will only increase interest in the case. As you know, trying to hide anything in public life brings a Streisand effect onto you, and then people tell you a new arsehole online. This is actually proven by reports the BBC are being contacted by members of the public about this person, but I expect the BBC are also under the same super injunction everyone else is, so can't actually name him. This could mean that we're now waiting on a judge to say this injunction renewal's being refused, and then the media will pump out the pre-written articles they've all got waiting to go. Then it'll obviously be a feeding frenzy of scumbags calling out another scumbag that should be enjoyable for all to watch. Oh, and remember last year I talked about another Jimmy Savile within the media that's ready to be exposed as soon as they kick the bucket. Well, this I don't actually think is them, so be prepared for another one of these stories to arrive in the coming months or years. That one could be much bigger than this one, though.
Pandemic.
We're off!